Christchurch's Anglican Bishop Victoria Matthews has spoken out for the first time since announcing she's stepping down. The Bishop announced on Monday she would step down in May after leading the Christchurch diocese for 10 years. During her tenure, there's been a bitter fight over the Anglicans' quake-damaged cathedral. The Synod ultimately voted to restore the building last year, of course. Our Christchurch reporter Logan Church spoke to Bishop Matthews this afternoon and asked her about the timing of her resignation.
It really seemed to be the right time to do it. I'll be quite honest, in the middle of all the worst of the cathedral, I would have been quite happy to have walked to that point, but I couldn't feel God was calling me to do that. And so I stayed, and I'm very glad I did, to be quite honest. But at this point, this isn't giving up. This is being called to something new, and God will tell me what that is in due time.
Do you have any regrets?
Any regrets? I think early on, I probably should have gone to the people who were screaming the loudest and saying, we can't do it this way, let's talk. We kept saying we were going to do that, and then there'd be another lawsuit, and it never happened. I wish I'd gotten in before one of those lawsuits.
And who are those people you're talking about?
I'm not going to name names.
In terms of groups at all?
Heritage, people who cared about the reinstatement for the cathedral, but I'm not getting into names. It's not personal.
What challenges do you think the diocese will face, I suppose, in the next 10 years? The Anglican Church is obviously changing very quickly. What challenges do you think, especially the Christchurch branch of the church, will face in the coming years?
Well, we obviously still have some recovery. I mean, it's been quite a few years, but we lost so many buildings, and we had real damage to so many more, that there's still a few years of just recovery in terms of those buildings. But more important than that is the greening of the diocese. There are significant numbers, wonderful people, don't get me wrong, wonderful, wonderful Anglicans, but they're in their senior years, they're elders, and so we're working very hard at raising up young leaders, and I think we're doing a good job. We have people in youth and young adults at the university, etc., who really are attracting people who have never had a relationship with the church before.
For you personally, what's your next step after you step down?
I have no idea. I have no idea. This is a step of faith, which probably sounds quite odd to people who aren't Christian, but I do believe God is calling me to step out in faith, and to be honest, that's what I did over 10 years ago when I left my former diocese of Edmonton, Canada, stepped out in faith, and to my total surprise, got a call from Christchurch.
Got a call from Christchurch. Goodness, Victoria Matthews, we always get strong responses to her from both sides of the coin.